ABC News is learning one of Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's closest advisors is visiting the White House today, where officials plan to discuss a time frame for the next phase of this war. ABC's Jay O'Brien is tracking it all from the White House for us. Jay, what do we know about this meeting so far?
Yeah, Phil, the key advisor that you're referring to is a guy named Ron Dermer, who's the head of strategic affairs, or the minister, rather, for strategic affairs in Netanyahu's government in Israel. He's a close advisor of the Israeli prime ministers. He is meeting this afternoon, administration officials say, with Secretary of State Antony Blinken here at the White House, as well as National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. It comes at a crucial inflection point in that conflict in Gaza, and it begins two different questions really at once. The first is, what kind of role does the U.S. have in discussions with Israel as its campaign in Gaza continues to intensify? The U.S. has long sought for somewhat of a cooling off of Israel's campaign in Gaza and more of a precision campaign there. Additionally, the other question that hangs over this meeting is, what becomes of Gaza after this war? Who controls Gaza after this war? We know that administration officials have publicly advocated for a two-state solution with the Palestinian Authority, which governs the West Bank, perhaps playing some role in Gaza. And so the question becomes, what does this meeting and the continued communication that the White House has been having with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the president spoke with him just this weekend, what kind of impact does this have as the conflict continues?
Yeah, and Jay, this is all not happening in a vacuum. This meeting is coming as concerns of a widening war in the Middle East are growing. The U.S. carried out, as we've reported, airstrikes on Iran-backed militant sites in response to a series of attacks on U.S. forces. What are you learning about how all of this unfolded?
Well, the connection that you've got to remember, Phil, to that ongoing war in the region is that since that Israel-Hamas war began, the Pentagon says that there have been 100 attacks on U.S. and other coalition forces in Iraq and Syria. A lot of the militant groups that are Iran-backed behind these attacks say that they are attacking U.S. military installations because of the U.S.'s support for Israel. So that's where all of this comes. And last night, over Christmas, earlier in the day, rather, there was an attack by an Iran-backed group, Kataib Hezbollah, on a U.S. military installation in northern Iraq. It injured 3 service members, including injuring 1. Critically, it was an attack by a self-detonating drone. After that attack, the White House says the president was immediately briefed. He asked for options on how to respond, and later in the day, he authorized 3 airstrikes that killed, the Pentagon says, likely a number of Kataib Hezbollah militants, and also destroyed 3 facilities that are key to the group's drone operations. The White House saying that they will continue to respond like this if those attacks on U.S. troops in the region continue.
All right, Jay O'Brien from the White House. Jay, thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.